Hi, I'm Tim Max, and this is a breakdown of my song Broken. So today we're going to be talking about the vocals. We've already covered the verse and the drop in another episode, and we're also going to be covering mixing and mastering in future episodes. So first of all, the vocals.
We were one, wild and free, free. We were sure we could make it be, be. Then the night brought the dark.
Okay, so this is the verse. Now this song was recorded at the end of a very long session where we're recording lots of different songs. So I didn't get as many vocal takes as I wanted. And normally I would have recorded a lot of harmonies and all these kinds of things, but I didn't necessarily think that it fit this song. So this song's actually a good example of a track where the vocal recorded for it may not have been perfect in terms of all of the different elements. I may not have got all of the elements I wanted. I still got a good performance, but I didn't necessarily record an octave vocal or anything like that. So what we have here in the verse is just the main vocal. I'm going to mute these other tracks so you can hear the main lead vocal.
We were one, wild and free, free.
So that's been comped together, taking the best bits from about 4 or 5 different takes. On that, if I just take off the effects that are on that track and also the effects that are on the group channel, this is how the original vocal sounds.
We were one, wild and free, free.
So that's the sound as it came into the microphone. And you can kind of see if I zoom in a little bit here. We've got a fairly consistent waveform, and when I've comped it together, I have altered the volume to try to bring it to a more consistent level. That being said, the first thing that we actually want to do is apply a compressor. Now, I just use the compressor, first of all, that's come in Nuendo. It's just a standard compressor. I use a setting with lead vocals in your face, but basically these are the settings. It's a harder compressor, but it's designed to really get that vocal up to the kind of volume levels that we need. And you can see I'm actually boosting it by 9 decibels here in the makeup section. So let's play it back just with that.
We were one, wild and free,
And turning it off.
free. We were sure we could make it be, be.
Then what I've also done and what I like to do is add an extra compressor on top of that, which helps the vocal to really pop through and kind of bring that harsher and crunchier sound. So I use the Vengeance multiband compressor for that. And there's a setting in there called Vocal Presence. Used by itself, or if you use it at 100%, you can see the mix knob up here. It's very, very extreme. If I just turn the mix down to 0, and I'll play the track and I'll alter it as it goes along.
We were one, wild and free, free. We were sure we could make it be, be. Then the night brought the dark, and we tried not to fall apart, but we...
So you can kind of hear in there that compressor applied very subtly just kind of gives it an extra little kick in the high end and a little bit more crunch. Then from there, what we've added as well is a mono delay.
We were one, wild and free, free.
So sometimes when I say we, I'm just talking about me. For some reason, I'm used to talking in plurals. So all it is a quarter delay set to the same as the project file, which is 128 BPM. The feedback's 20. I only want the delay to be in between 250 hertz and 2600 kilohertz. And then for mix, I've kind of mixed it in at about 15%. Okay, so with all of my vocal tracks, I send them all to a group channel for vocals, which allows me to basically control the volume for all of the vocal tracks at once and also apply some effects to all vocal tracks. So what I've done here is applied a stereo enhancer to the vocals, and also a plate reverb, which is just mixed in at about 16%. And I'll play you back what that sounds like.
We were one, wild and free, free.
Then back on.
We were sure we could make it big.
Just kind of gives it that extra bit of reverb, and that extra bit of widening kind of helps the vocal. Because I kind of want that sparse kind of sound, it kind of helps to stretch it across the spectrum of the song. Now, as well as that, there's one more step, which is an equalizer. And all that equalizer is doing is actually rounding off, let's say, from about 200 hertz down, just so that there's no lower end in the vocals. Because there really doesn't need to be. This is a female vocalist. It doesn't involve a lot of lower end. So you can safely roll off everything below then, so no room sounds or anything like that are popping through into your mix. Okay, so going back up here, this is an example of when I would have liked to have recorded an octave vocal, but I didn't. So an effect I've done is actually duplicated the main vocal and pitched it down by 12 semitones, so an octave, and that sounds like this. Now in the mix, this is turned down to minus 22 decibels. Let me turn it up so you can hear it a little bit better. Now the reason for this is that I wanted something to just kind of fatten up the main vocal a little bit and provide a little bit more lower end.
We were one, wild and free.
Now, obviously, it doesn't sound great like that, so we turn it down quite a bit, turn it back to minus 22. Also, in the EQ for it, I am boosting the lower range, so I'm boosting it around 200 hertz, and I'm also cutting off all of the higher end. And when you put them together, you can barely even really hear it, but it does make a little bit of a difference.
We were one, wild and free, free.
Okay. Also on the first verse, we've got a double track, which sounds like this.
We were one, wild and free.
So the verse vocals all together will sound.
We were one, wild and free, free.
Okay, moving on to the chorus. So what we've got again is the main vocal and also that detuned octave vocal.
Rewind, take it back, I'm running back to.
And then what I've done here is I also recorded a double of this, and I'm going to play in the double now. So there's a left and right.
Take it back, I'm running back to our time.
Now the effects that I put on this are the same compressor that I put on the main vocal. I've also added a little bit of delay, maybe not as much delay as the main vocal, but then also what I've done is I've used a chorus effect, so that kind of widens that vocal and fattens it up a little bit. Again, because I didn't have as many double takes as I wanted to be able to create that all just from takes that we'd done. So it's using the chorus to fatten the vocal because I don't have the tracks to do it naturally. It just kind of elevates it from the end of the verse into the chorus, gives it that extra vocal element.
Wild and free, free. Rewind, take it back, I'm running back to our time. I want it back, we'll make it last. This is how it goes. Every day you're in the dark when you're living with a broken heart.
Cool, that's it for this video on vocals. Come back tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about how we mix the song. If you like the video, subscribe, leave some comments, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Living with a broken heart.